Warrior family, speak to me. That's my tribute to the Ultimate Warrior. You know, he would do that. I like that. It's Warrior Junior here. All right, guys. All right, so it's funny. Like when I put the title of the what I was going to talk about this time, I think I was thinking like the subject as you see in the thumbnail. You know, it shows like the Roman, the hold, and I get to that. It's going to be important. And gym idiots tonight. You never ceases to amaze me. But the problem is when you start going to the gym a lot, the morons they're there, and we'll get to that too. So anyway, let's talk about when I was thinking the Roman, the 300, like prepare for glory, hold, like, and the thing is that in movies, I was making references to what is it, Gladiator, like the Marcus Maximus. I was gonna say Maximus Prime, but like no, Maximus. Like what he does. It's really funny. Like that scene. I was thinking about that in my mind when that the traitor, the emperor, the Joaquin Phoenix. It wasn't see the so that guy, he wasn't emperor for long, but he killed the Marcus Aurelius. He betrayed so he could be emperor. And then when the gladiator, he wins it, he goes, yeah, I like when he goes. He goes, "How dare you show your back to me?" Like he says, and he goes, "Slave, you will remove your helmet and you will tell me your name. Who are you?" It's good. It's like Maximus, and think about that, like and the point I was going with when all the crowd starts going, live, live, like live. It doesn't matter what the crowd is yelling. Who cares? He's the emperor. He decides. Like so in the movie, of course, like and then it's live, live. It, you know, you know, and he won't the whole crowd leave, and he's like the whole thing, and he wants him dead, but it's like the thing in the drama, and he goes, I'm gonna start doing that when I go out to women, when I go up to the hot women I like, or I'm just gonna judge them when I walk by them like this. And if they don't meet, they don't meet my expectations, I'm just gonna go. Guys judging women, like if they're 8, 9, oh, you're an 8, you're a 9, you're a 10. But yeah, just can you imagine? Oh, how do you think I look today? You want my honest opinion? Okay, here it goes. It's good, it started a trend, like the women go, oh, do you think she's oh, it says my connection is unstable. And I thought my mental state, my mental state is unstable. But can you imagine? You go up to like these women. They go, "Wow, what do you think?" Okay, so what do you think? Just walk around like, well, what do you think? Do you think she's beautiful? You see a beautiful hot chick, and you go up to her, and you're like, you know, you just can I just tell you? Can I just show you one thing? And she's gonna be like, what the fuck is this guy gonna show me? Just go. You can say a lot without words. It's an amazing thing. I got to do a whole thing on just like looking because I told you, that what happened with me at that standing outside that place. That's all I did was look. I didn't gawk or stare. I do that too if I want. There's no law that says I can't go like this for a prolonged period of time. Oh God, I got so much to say. Like but I don't know how to say it. No, think about this. Now, in normal society, in regular society, like if you let's say a beautiful woman or whatever, walk by, right? and you look for, let's just say, okay, let's start the timer right now. Okay, that was 3 seconds. Anything more, even that is considered like they start getting uncomfortable. Like, what are you doing? Now let's try even longer. Go. Stop. Okay, so that's like 7 seconds. You look at somebody straight for 7 seconds without saying anything or just staring like that. There's people like, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, what do you, now here's the thing. You're looking at a woman, like I said, the time or whatever. Now, can you imagine if you're looking at a guy, like it's something. Now, I have to be very specific here because, in West Hollywood, it's different. It's different. It's an accepted thing. It's a very kind of weird, like, because the gays, like they look, what they'll look like they're interested. They're looking at you because of interest. Now, what I'm getting at in regular normal society, even though it's gays all over the world, I mean, come on, but what I'm trying to say, in regular to a heterosexual male, if a guy looks at somebody else for a prolonged period of time, he's going to start, and now after a couple seconds, he's going to be like, okay, you're looking at me. After like 5, 6 seconds, what are you looking at? And then after like a real long time, they said, what's your fucking problem? What are you staring at me for? So, do you understand? Like, now you're saying a lot without using any words. You're not saying anything, but you're looking. And that's an amazing thing, that you have a power without saying any words. Even that, as I mentioned, like in the gay community, it's a different thing. Um, I'm straight, so last time I checked. But again, I guess see, the thing is, you have to be comfortable. Like, I grew up in West Hollywood area, so like for me, it's I kind of like learned. I kind of accept, because I used to walk around and like they're looking. I used to normal heterosexual reaction after a prolonged period of time of looking at, what the fuck you looking at me, and then it's like you're getting into like, guys are like, they're looking at you like, well, what's your problem? And it's like you're so I didn't get it. I didn't get it for until somebody explained, look, no, this is like how, if they're interested, they're looking at you. I said, oh, okay. So, I don't care. I have nothing wrong with that. They're people, what? It's their thing. It's gay appreciation month or whatever around here. I have no problem with that. My gym that I go to at Crunch on Sunset, it's like they have all the rainbow, the rainbow things everywhere. I got no problem with that. It doesn't matter. I mean, you would think that there would be like tons of hot chicks that would work out there, because maybe the women would be. You would think you would. I mean, you would be like a dream. It's like, hey, okay, well, the gay guys, they're for that, and I would be able to meet women. There'd be no competition. But of course, it doesn't work that way. Yeah, there are some women there, but very rarely, every once in a while, something shows up. And then the problem is, if they're, a lot of times they go with the gay guys, and then, God, then here's, I know the warrior mentality says in, and that's what it is. You have to. And I've seen the gay guys get very defensive too. Believe me, for me, it's no holds barred now. It's like, and when you have that warrior mindset, you're asked. It's like, my friends are telling me, these are older guys that don't care, won't do this, for whatever reason. They don't care. They doesn't mean that much to them. Because they know it's an incredible. A lot of people are not going to do this because you're asking for a lot. It's like, I remember I was walking with an older friend of mine. He's not in very good shape, but he tries. He tries. He's financially successful, but physically but he tries. Personal trainers and walking. I remember we were walking up this, and you could see like the Hollywood Hills going up, and he took one look up there, and he just like, I could just read his body language. He goes, no fucking way, I'm not going up there. I didn't even think to look that far ahead. I just, because think about this. There's a street, like La Cienega, when you pass Santa Monica Boulevard, the grade starts going really high, and then when you pass like the Holloway up to Sunset, it gets really fucking, the grade is like, wow. I mean, it's steep. It's really steep. And so if somebody like that really has trouble walking, they take a look at that grade. and they're going to be like, no, they're looking at sunset at the top. They're looking at that goal to get to where they're going, sunset. And they look at that and they go, fuck you. No way. I'm not going up that. It's too hard. Me, what I do is I don't even look. And I walk my whole life. So it's like a kind of a built in advantage. I admit that. But so it doesn't, so when, the grade, I don't look at the top, the goal, the ultimate top to get to sunset. What I'm looking at is what's in front of me, those steps. And and they're hard. You're going to get winded. You're going to get winded as you're going, but you just keep going. I don't think about, fuck, this is hard. I have a friend, he's a good guy. Again, this guy, he's a sweetheart. He's a cream puff though, I hate to say that, but it's like he will not, no way. Like, I read this article on Quora, Quora. I wish I could put it here. Really, really good. It talked about like, people like not that they were bullied or whatever, and they just won't take a stand. They say, oh, you win, whatever. Yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want to me, And I'm like, fuck you, dude. I'm not 12 years old anymore, and that's why I'm pissed off, because I'm really embarrassed by, even though like I would, it's like I told you guys, if you go back and you watch, I said I was traumatized for it, but for me to give up dancing, I mean, you basically have to kill me almost, and those guys kind of did, they woke me up to what I call the post-COVID age, I guess now, because now after COVID, place starting open and people are going out again, and there's a young generation that's coming up, and they're coming up by watching the Ultimate Fighting and stuff, and they're young, and they're drinking, and they're strong, some of these guys, and they're training, some of them they're taking, so they're not like class A fucking really strong, like it's, they're not like killers or anything like that. But the thing is that something tells me that when those guys came at me, these young guys, that even though they had a couple in them and stuff, they saw, like, when I was going, they like, something tells me they were ready, like they could take a shot, or they didn't, they sized me up. Like, I mean, I'm not, sometimes the cameras things, you can't really tell like what somebody looks like, but if you're standing right next to somebody, you can get a better idea. I'm whatever, I'm like 160 or something like that, but I'm very solid, for my thing. And I told you, like, every day now I'm practicing fighting skills and defense. I have this thing where I throw this fucking ring. It's those rings that the Olympic players, the handle, it's like the rings, and they do all this shit. We have that in my gym, and they're made out of like iron, right? So what I do is I throw the ring, like, and it comes, and that thing comes back. And if you don't move your head out of the way, that thing is gonna fucking crack you, and so I'm standing there, right? And I throw the ring, okay. So, and I go like, I pretend there's like a sensei there, like, to help me. And I said, move head, like, move head. I don't know why I do it, but it's not to make fun of them, but, it's to feel like I have like Ip Man there, or somebody like Bruce Lee training me or something, like a real fucking Shaolin master, or somebody like a real guy that's going to help me, like a mentor or somebody. So, like, I'm standing there, and I throw the ring, and then a fucking thing comes down, and then it's coming back. It goes, move it, and then the thing is it passes you, and then it comes back. So like I turn around, I turn the body around, and that ring is coming right back. I said, and I go, move it again, like, defense. I go, defense, and a fucking ring comes back, and it slows down. I go, okay, but let me tell you, you don't move your fucking head, Now I try to. The reason I move my legs a little too, but I'm getting, that's the thing. I'm thinking in my mind, okay, like, the problem is all these guys, what they're showing you, like on the videos on YouTube, how to fight and everything. A lot of stuff looks very good. It's like beautiful, like, because I was a dancer, so like it's becoming automatic for me. I'm getting like, used to it, and just the flow of everything, like everything is starting to, come together. I watch a couple videos, but the thing is, I get in the gym and there's two heavy bags there, and what I'll do, it's, I'll prance, I'll dance, I'll like, skip up and down, around, move my body, like everything's fucking going. Like this is odd. Like people are looking at me like, man, this guy must be doing this for a while. I said, I've been doing this for 3-4 days. 3-4 days, but because I'm not Dan, I'm putting all my energy into that, because you don't understand what happened to me. Now it's not like that movie Enough, with Jennifer Lopez, where she was a victim of assault or whatever, or the guy that she was married to stalking her or something. He wanted to beat her up. No. See, you have to understand something. It's a partial. It's the bully. It is a bully thing. I'll admit that. It has to deal with being bullied around. But it's you understand the confidence thing that you're getting out of this, because if you're going to do anything that's competitive, or possibly combative, why not? Why not just be prepared for all facets of it? Because I'm saying, okay, my friends, they just immediately, when you say, you're going to go up to, if you see a beautiful woman, you're going to go up to a woman with a guy, like that they're together, you're going to do that? And he says, you're sad, doesn't, if it doesn't bother you, I guess it's not sad, but, you're not understanding something. You're not getting the point of what I'm encompassing here. Just because you know how to do something, it doesn't mean you always use it. Like, okay, I told you, like, if you're going out dancing, I told you, like, go out and do that. I don't I would sometimes, when I'm on the sidewalk and stuff, and like just I feel a little something. All right, you don't even have to hear music. I'm standing there at the light. I would just like do some stuff. Just like, people might even honk as I walk by. But I'm not 24 walking around dancing. And it's not because I don't think people think I'm nuts. It's just you're expending a lot of energy. You're walking enough, like it's kind of pointless. Like if you've been doing something for so long, you don't need to practice 8 hours a day. Like for what? Like for the day that will never come. What day? Like you have to understand something. What are you in? Like what field what are you trying to accomplish? Like dancing, it's a, well, there might be a resurgence of some dance movies and stuff. Where's your agent? Where's your headshots, your resume, and your agent? You know how many agents I try to reach out to? None of them reach out to me. I don't have the greatest headshot and stuff, but I had to, with my reel, not really a reel, but like links to my videos, TV appearances. It doesn't matter, like you're hoping for something and then you go to the gym and then like there's, in the aerobics room, they got like those mirrors you can practice and stuff. I did that for years and years, up until about a week ago. Even when it stopped, I got a text from this woman saying, "Are you going to go to the dance event in Irvine?" And I said, "No, and I'm not going to give it." Nice way. I said, "I just prefer not to talk about the reason why. I don't want to get into this because, what I've learned in life, you have to give up something in order to get something. For me to stop dancing, this was, I'm telling you, what happened with me was the last straw. Like it was really enough. Like I hit that level. I said, it's like, well, they didn't do it. And you don't understand. It's not just 1, 2, 3 guys getting in your face. It's the point that you don't know how to stand up for yourself. It's so easier said than done. Yeah, I challenge you to, when guys coming right at you, you don't even know if they have anything on them, if they're gonna just, if they're gonna do anything, you don't know, and it's like just all random, and it's coming right at you. What are you gonna do? What is most people gonna fucking do? They're gonna fucking run for their fucking lives. They're fucking scared as shit of the unknown. Most people are scared of the unknown. That's normal. That's completely normal. Somebody that's you're gonna reason with somebody that like they're coming at you. They're coming at you like this. You think fucking, what if it would be like, what if a fucking truck is coming right at you and the guy is like reaching, he's going to get, so he doesn't see you, and you're in the crowd. He says, well, it's my time to walk. I think and that fucking truck is stopping, dude. You're gonna get run over. You're gonna fucking die, because the light's not gonna kill you. The car is. That's why most people, they don't understand that. They think that like, oh, the light says green, so I'm going. The fucking car, the guy's turning, he's looking this way, and you're walking that way. So he's turning. He doesn't see you because why he doesn't see you? Because he's busy with his own life and his own agenda. Most people are in a big hurry to go nowhere. So you have to understand, but it's not your job to train them. It's not your job to educate them. You're gonna fucking die you're gonna die because you're not paying attention. It doesn't matter about them. And then you get mad. You're not looking. Just fuck him. You don't understand. It's not your job to teach stupid. It's not your job to teach stupid, okay? And it's in the gym, same thing. It's not my job to teach stupid. And that's where now we're gonna go into that. So what happened at the gym today? So tonight, a couple of things. It's now that I used to think like, what do I need the gym for? Because I would go just to dance, and the lift light weights. I don't bodybuild anymore, but it's good, just to do something. You get older, you really gotta keep yourself in first class condition. Now, especially, you're gonna learn how to fight, and defend yourself, move around. Older. You gotta, it's the way it is. Or active dancing. If the level, let's see the level that I'm talking about. Most people don't understand something. It's like you don't have to be on television. You don't have to be an ultimate fighter. You don't have to be a professional dancer to practice like a lot. You don't understand that. Like there's a lot of people that are very, very good at things that are not on. They're not bankable. They're not marketable, or they're just not the competition type good enough for something. Dancing, I felt like I could, like hold my own, but unfortunately, again, my age. Like if you look at great, like the Les twins, whatever, they're young, they're relatively young, they've been around for a while, and they're very, very good at their style. So the problem is, you battle dancing, it's not like fighting, it's like battle dance. Who's to say who's better? Like if the crowd they're all young and they're all like from France or wherever, and they like them, they're all gonna go, those guys, yeah. And then some guy like me comes out really trying hard, and they're gonna go, yeah, like it doesn't matter. But then, for the most part, it just depends, like if it's crowd reaction or it's a judges, those judges, they decide the judges pretty much, if they're not the producers of the show, as in the case of World of Dance, they pick who's going to be there, and they pick who's going to win. I mean, it's not a mystery. It's not random like you're thinking. Like they try to make drama come out there. But so anyway, well, let's get back to stick on topic. I'm so good at going off topic. I know I started with the movie 300 or Gladiator. I'll get back to that, but I want to finish let's finish the gym story. What's this Middle Eastern kind of thing? Finger, like in the Middle Eastern, the Shiites and the Sunnis, the whatever the guy, the Iranian Ayatollah, Khomeini, like the finger, what is that finger for? Your ass or something? Where are you sticking that? It's like you put the what was that guy, the candy guy, the Eminem, he goes, put one finger on each hand up, like, he's that's a talent, yeah, here we go, way off topic again, but, I got a lot to say and not a lot of time in life, so I might as well just let it all fly. Okay, so go to the gym, and they got the flags out there. It's a gay month, it's their rainbow month, it's great, whatever, good for them, I don't care. And it just seems like once those flags start coming out, it's like a big hoodoo, like this big. I'm there to when I was there to bodybuild, I've heard of, like, I think it was Gaspari or the Labrada talk, Gaspari, I think it was, dude, when this guy was training for the Olympia, he was like, get the fuck out of my way, I'm training for the Olympia. I mean, it was like just, dude, I am fucking dead fucking focused and serious. I'm coming to this place to push my body to the absolute limits. I'm not here to socialize, talk to anybody, be on the phone, and waste time. I'm here to accomplish something in about an hour and get the fuck out of here. And the problem is, that these gyms have turned into like they used to be. They used to be. Go back far enough. They were they were not places to be met to fuck around. Um, they were places that were just dusty, dirty. The weights, iron, and you're there to fucking move shit around and work. And there was no TV. There's no air condition. You're there to I think it was Vince Garanda. I know my homework. I know Vince's gym that was on Ventura back in the day, Gold's Venice. Like all these places, the Mecca, the beginning. Before I think what happened was, even in the 50s, they started, it was Jack LaLanne started like the health club, and it's like, it started like this, he started appealing to like the average person, it's like, hey, like he would have his TV shows and it was like, what, sitting in, I commend it, he's incredible, I saw him on Groucho Marx, that thing where I think it was, and these guys smoking, all those people, like they're saying, so, the backwards logic that most people have or did back then. And so my friend, also he's white, he's backward logic. He doesn't understand this. He goes, so you want these women that are like cooking like all day, working, doing the laundry, you want them to like work out too, And Jack LaLanne goes, you don't understand something. Yeah, because if they, instead of doing all that, those things, those things that they do, if they work out, they're going to be strong. They're going to be fit. So that shit is nothing, Like Groucho Marx so stupid. Like, these people, like they're smoking, they don't know nothing about health and fitness because they're addicts. They're smoking away. Again, I'm one of my best friends who smokes, but and he's a great person. But are you controlling it or is it controlling you? And I guarantee you, all those people in the crowd that were laughing, they were like, "Hey, this Jack LaLanne guy, he's in great shape, but this guy's like, what kind of nonsense is this?" Meanwhile, it became the standard. Like, he was 100% right, and all those people, like, they're laughing, they're dead. Like, and Jack LaLanne lived, and past that generation and then some. He's the last man standing, like really, because he knew. The problem is that when you got like guys like Arnold, and stuff like that, and it's like I mean, it's steroids, yeah, but the Jack LaLanne was really like, come on, like what that guy said, you couldn't, it's indisputable, that how to take care of the body, the machine, but well, okay, so I'm off topic of off topic. So what happened was these health clubs, and then so like but that goes back a long time. I mean, no problem with that. Getting regular people wanting to go work out, that was good. But then what happened was like some of these, I thought it was some movie, I think it was John Travolta or something in the 80s, like Perfect. I remember it was like the gyms became like a pickup, a social place, a health club, like these social things, and so what happens is, this is before, then what happens, then the cell phones came in. So now you get people that are going to the gym and they bring in their phones with them. So now their focus is not, they're there, but they're not there. Their body is there, but how you can't do everything at once. How, if your mind is focused on like, oh, between sets, let me text so and so, let me talk to so and so, you're not there. You're not accomplishing, because your mind has to be in, it's like a writer or something, go ahead and we're going to type something first. No, with a writer, it flows when it flows, and you go, like, it just, it types automatic, when you're writing, when you're typing out stuff, it's in the zone. So what happens is, these people that are going to the gym, especially, and so to my gym, and it's like, again, I have no problem with gay people. I don't care, but they're irrelevant. Good for them. It doesn't matter. They don't help me, and I have no problem there. They're just whatever. Where do you go? Where else am I going to go? The problem is, the further away you go for anything, the more time you're wasting, the more energy you're wasting. You get my friend, he goes work out. He lives not far from there, and he goes all the way to Hollywood. He takes the bus. Guy takes the bus to go exercise. I mean, it's like, well, you got a gym not too far away. And then I got another friend that's another rocket scientist. I mean, he's a good guy, but he gets into it with people, like, and he's got a mental problem. He's a sweetheart, but he's and he has to go work out in a park or something, even though he's got a gym membership at block. These people, they got to walk around the block instead of crossing the street. They're whatever floats their boat, but they're wasting an immense amount of time. Like that. That's the thing is, and when the whole idea is to get in, get out, and let your body heal, get good food in there, get good rest. You taking a bus to the gym, it's an hour, it could be longer because of the traffic. You get there and then do your exercise, then you got to come all the way back, so you're wasting all this time. And I said, why are you doing this? Well, it's saving money. It's like, 25 a month. If I go to where you go, it's like $80 a month. I said, it's a month though, like you're being absolutely ridiculous. You have money, you're talking pennies for you go get a coffee or something, $6. What are you talking? $50 a month? You're thinking, it's like nothing, like you don't sacrifice. It's like, it's like saying that I have to eat garbage food because I can save, a couple dollars that way. Your body is not going to, your body's going to punish you. You just don't understand that. You put in optimal fuel, optimal. It doesn't matter what it costs. It doesn't fucking matter because, it's like, if this is not working properly, this is not going to work properly. And because everybody's, I'm saving, you're saving. What are you saving for? What are you fucking saving for? Are you saving for your kids? And then they're going to, and so then you're imparting your warped knowledge on them. Your kids tell you, and they're looking at you. It's like, well, and then so they're gonna wind up like you. They're not gonna be healthy. And then they're like, it's a backwards logic. It's backwards. I know I'm going completely off topic, but I'm making some very important points. I know this guy I grew up with. This guy owns this coffee shop. This coffee shop, the Earth Cafe on Melrose. Not one location. Jesus. The guy, who knows, he's worth 50 million, maybe he's worth 100 million. I don't know. He's married, he's got a couple kids. I shit you not, there's a daycare center like, 5 blocks from me. It's like near La Cienega over there. And it's like, I saw his car there one time. I saw his car, and I'm sitting there going like, this guy's dropping off his kids so somebody else could raise them. This guy's worth like $50 million. You could sell one the coffee shop, sell one. You got so many of them around. So you could be with your kids. You could actually watch them get older. You could actually raise them. And a friend of his brother, who I grew up with, goes, Mike, did it ever occur to you he doesn't know how to raise kids? Well, you can't learn anything. You moron, you dummy. You stupid. You got $100 million. You own all these coffee shops, and you dropping your fucking kids off that let somebody else raise them during the day because you don't have time. I know I'm completely off topic, but it's the dumbest thing. The way what people do, like they don't understand, and then they wonder why their kids they grow up and they go, what's wrong with my kids? What's wrong with them? You let somebody else raise them. You drop them off at daycare. They can learn from you. They partially from you, but from somebody else with other kids because you didn't have time for them because of your job, because of your level of living, your standards of living that you couldn't compromise. No, you couldn't sell one of your coffee shops. You got 50 of them or whatever. I got another good friend. This guy owns all these properties. But the guy's in bad health because he doesn't know what he's doing. And I said, I would train you. I would goes, how much, and I said, well, but I want like 150 an hour session or whatever. I got to, he goes, like the shock of like, when I said how much I would charge, he goes, like I could never pay. You can never pay. Who told you this? Who told you? You put in your brain, you put this in your mind, I can never pay. I can't pay. I can't do this. And so when something goes wrong, you're going to wind up spending fucking $25,000 on fucking, hip surgery or whatever, because you don't, your mind is so, the way that you are is so close-minded, not open-minded to anything. And it's like most people, they are this way. So now let's get back on topic about the gym. So what happened? A couple things. So I go in the gym and they've got 2 heavy bags there. And so like, I've been getting pretty good. So what I do is, like I'll do, I'm fucking, bobbing up and down, and I already told you about the rings and everything. So what I'll do is, hit the bag, chop. I watched like this guy, not just Fight Science, but I saw another master guy on YouTube. Really, wow, the Wing Chun thing, how he just, his hands are just going, like just beautiful, boom, 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 whatever. And then you grab, take, boom, break, and then kick down, hold up, all these great things. And I also learned, I was having, my knuckles, I don't know if you can see, let's try to get, I don't know if you can't really see it, but I learned that the skin on your knuckles. Now I wear these Harbinger gloves. They're not boxing gloves; they're workout gloves. They wrap around, and I'm hitting the bags and everything. And I noticed after the first day, like the skin on your knuckles will start to wear away. So they said that. So I started to realize that. So what I do is I'll modify. I'll work more. I'll do more chops. And I'll do elbow strikes. Elbow strikes. And I experimented with like push and like just grab, bam, and then knee up, knee and then kick. Now there's a bag behind me. There's two bags right there. So and the distance of the bags. So what I'm doing, I'll do like a roundhouse kick. And now because for some reason it's becoming very easy. My roundhouses are landing solid. Heel, bam, and then the foot, like it's the bag. It's like I can go if I don't like hit with heel, I can hit like the my foot will braze through naturally. I'm weaker on my left side. I don't know, I guess, my left side is a lot weaker than my right. So what I'll do is if I'm punching, I'll take weights and I'll just take 7.5 pounds and just fucking just boom, boom. I'll try to do like kicks, front kicks, which seem to be a lot easier, and knees up to the bag. Like I'll grab the bag, just to feel the weight and try to knee it. And then I'll step back. I'll do a front kick, which seems to be a little easier. When I try to do like a roundhouse or a side kick with my left side, I can't really get that good extension. I'm getting it. It's starting to come together. It's starting because what I do is when I'm hitting one bag, chopping, then I'll kick the other one as a boom kick, and then I'll turn, punch that one, kick on the back, then I'll turn around. Just do it. Just what it is? I'll just do as much shit as I can, and I get really winded. After a while. So I said, all right, let's take a break for a second here. Let's take a break, catch my breath, keep moving. Like it just feels like I'm fucking training for something. I know people are looking at, what is this guy training for? He's doing something. And he says, you know what I'm training for? I just feel like, because whatever it is, I'm that intense, like when I was dancing, not now, I didn't care anymore, but like when I was first started, I was like real fucking serious, like even when I was practicing, I was like, all right, let's keep going. Let's do some locking, look in the mirror, make sure, how does this look? How does this, and I was just really determined and focused. And those fucking assholes that bullied me got in my face. I said to myself, never again. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because I'm not going to allow. I'm not taking a step back. If I take a step back, I'm going to plant and I'm going to fucking strike as hard as I can. I'm going to spray them first. I'm juggling with the idea of hurting people because I really never done that before, and I'm not looking to get a thrill out of it. I know it's when you watch the movies and stuff, it's exciting to watch. But in the reality is, if somebody comes at me in my face and they like, rah, 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 they look like they're going to do something, but they don't, and they're within striking distance, and I go, you know what? I'm going to fucking, I'm going to end this. And then you fucking go and you hit them and they go down, then the cops come. The cops are going to say, the first question, they're going to say, who hit who first? And they're going to go, it was that little man, the little Jewish guy. And I'm like wind up in handcuffs. I go, what happened? What do you mean? The guy looked like he was gonna kill me, but did he try to hit you? I go, you don't understand. When then like he came right at me, but he didn't, and then it becomes, then you got to go to court over it. The guy, I guarantee you, whoever. Now again, I said you can't teach stupid. But they will never forget it. They will never. They will think twice. Like look, I'll tell you. You can't teach stupid, but they're gonna never forget, like but that doesn't do anything for me because again, what does that do? I'm not looking for validation for practicing. I'm not looking to teach people a lesson. I'm not looking to hurt anybody. So, this, remember, the life is kind of selfish. I'm doing this all for me. I'm doing this to build my confidence, so that if I'm trying to talk to a woman and some guy tries to fucking grab me, like he's going to wind up fucking, I'm going to fucking kill him, like, so, I mean, not, what I mean, not metaphor, my friend goes, watch what you say, watch what you say, and I said, look, you know what I mean. I'm not, say if somebody puts a hand on you, I'm talking about I'm going to defend myself, So I use that as, it's a, the people, they use slang and lingo all the time, and it's a natural flow of words. So no, I'm not going to. No, I'm not ending somebody's life. If that's the, so and stuff can be misinterpreted. People like they're criticized. They said, "Don't say anything stupid." You know what? Anything can be said, and people can think it's stupid. Like it's all up to subjective opinion. And are you a racist? You're a racist. And I go, unless you're running marathons, that's the only racist that I that I know. So the thing is that what I respect about these arts, it's like a challenge for me, and maybe in a way, those guys kind of did me a favor. Like they ended my dance, my this craziness of me going out dancing all the time, dancing, like for thinking I'm going to use that to meet women, or maybe it's just not the way. Like the earth keeps turning, like everything changes. Most people don't change. They do something till they can't do it anymore, and then they try to figure out what to do if they don't go into depression or something. Way off topic, but let's go back to the gym. So anyway, like so okay, so here's what happens. So like I want to before I started practicing, I get there and I'm putting on my stuff, and there's a guy. Now the bags are about let's say about 10 feet apart. They're not that far, uh, and there's a guy in the middle between them both, because there's bars that, and he's like doing like sit-ups or crunches or something. And I'm waiting. I said, okay, well, just wait till he's done. Like you got over an hour here. It's not a big deal. It's a gym. It's not my gym. I'm reasonable to work with people. Like I know a lot of, I talked about that, people on the phones and everything like that. I've gotten into it with people because trying to use cable things, and these guys are just standing there texting for fucking 15 minutes or whatever. It feels like it anyway. And the second I say, how many sets do you have? And they look at me like I have only a couple more, and I said, dude, you don't have any respect for somebody that, they don't even say, hey, you want to work in or something? Some of these people, they all go into that group of just, I don't know. There should be a run through. Like when you join a gym, the manager takes you through everything and shows you how the machines, they give you like, you have to take, like, before you can actually go work out, there should be some type of like instructional thing, just a protocol thing, so that it's like, well, it's common, well, the manager, well, no, it's common sense. Everybody, they don't know, they don't understand. Okay, it's not everybody was a professional athlete or everything. These people that join the gym, they don't know, so they need to be. Most people are not there, to start problems or anything, but they need to be educated. And so the problem is they don't want to do the gyms because they just want to sign people up. They want the money. They want the money. But you don't understand. You've got like a million idiots that don't know what they're doing. And so the people that like are trying to do something, you can't get anything done. Like it's because they're blocking you. They're busy on the phone. They're not there to use the equipment. They're just to pass time. And I'm not there to pass time. I'm there to use that place. When I made the greatest gains I ever made, I went to the gym 500 times a year. I'm not exaggerating. I have the logs to prove it. On the average, 1.5 times a day, I fucking worked my ass off. I was a fucking like almost 200 pounds solid. People thought, they're like, Jesus, what are you doing? I said, because I know what I'm doing. Like, and you would think like, people would come up to you and say, man, do you teach? Do you do? I want to learn. They don't, because what happened was the steroid era came in, and they look at somebody and they would just go, steroids, man, steroids. That's how you get to be like, and I never took any of that shit in my life. There was some great over-the-counter stuff, but I was already fucking without it. I was like, wow, and I saw this stuff, natural testosterone, but I said, all right, now like I feel like I'm maxed out. I've been like 185 pounds for like 6, 7 months now. I'm not gaining any more size. Like, let's try to like, modify the engine, like, let's see, like, let's see if we can take it to the next level, naturally. The problem with, I like, they always say a steroid or steroids. These are extremely powerful compounds that, will fuck with your insides and everything. And you need a prescription. If you get that shit underground, you don't know what's in it. Or if it is, there's a reason why it's prescription. It's extremely powerful. I never took anything like that. I did experiment with some SARMs, like I saw some of this stuff, and I got a little bit of, but it really didn't do too much, and so I said, that stuff is, I don't really need it, at that point. I felt like I kind of hit my peak with it, and then I stopped completely. So anyway, back to what the guy. So now he's using, what happens, he's doing his crunches, he's in between the heavy bags now, and you got all this places he could go. And he's doing also this thing where they got these handle things where you can, kind of like pull up and stuff. And I'm getting ready to use that bag. Now he's right in between there now. And the problem is, like, like I'm getting ready, and it's like, dude, if I can't, I was gonna tell him, I said, dude, are you sure you want to be there? Like, I don't know where my feet's gonna go. You're gonna die. I was gonna say, you're putting your own life in jeopardy. This is what this circular saw coming at you. You sure you want to stay there? And no, I didn't say that. But I told him, I said, I waited for it, and then when I said, I'm gonna use this bag right here. I'm it's kind of assertive, but I wasn't mean. I said, I need to use the bag here. Can I? And he's like, well, I can't go anywhere else. And I'm standing there, and like, it's trying to, my mind is trying to understand the stupid, like, because that's what this guy is. You could go many places. You could actually go. There's first off, there's probably about, I don't know how many square feet the gym is, but if there's not enough space for you to do your crunches, except being a foot away from the fucking heavy bag, your brain, you need to get your brain examined. I could have said that and created an altercation right there. But he did make the thing that was tied to the ropes. He could have unlatched those and moved them over. I said, I'm not expecting people to move on my account, but just that type of like, I can't, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere, kind of thing. And I said, okay, well, the bags, I can't move those bags. I mean, they weigh 300 pounds each. Where are they gonna go? So what I did was I started like working on it, and everything, and finally he's done, and I was able to get in there. But again, this guy just was like, he picks this place to right in the middle between these heavy bags. Like, that's not where you do that. Like, it's like, that's where people, are going to fucking box, or they're gonna do their thing. Give them their space. I respect yours. You want to fucking do whatever, go, but you're not going to do your crunches, right, where fucking, like where these bags are, it's like, it's stupid. It would be like standing on a freeway, like the cars are going by you and you're like, I'm not, you're going to get run over. Why are you there? You're not supposed to be there, it's just stupid, and I don't wish the guy to get run over, but you don't belong, find a place to do your thing and respect other people in a gym. So I did too. That's one. That was one. Number two. So the gym closes at 8 o'clock on the weekend, on Saturday. I think it closed at 6 on Sunday. And so, I know they have digital clocks all around. So I'm looking, and it's like, what happens is, as it gets closer to the closing time, the guy gets on, the guy downstairs, the guy at the front, he goes, the gym will be closing at 10 minutes. Wrap up your workouts and please exit. I say, okay, I know, I leave on time. Sometimes maybe 1 minute, as you're going, but I always respect the place, because I expect the same in return. So it's getting close, and usually like at 8, I look at the thing and I say, okay, I got 2 minutes left. So I'm like finishing up and I'm kicking a bag, I'm doing my thing. And I'm waiting for the guy to go down the loudspeaker going, the gym is now closed. Please leave. I'm waiting, and it's 8 o'clock, 8:01, 8:02. I go, what the fuck is going on here? it's the gym is closed. So he didn't get on the fucking. It's like the first time I never heard anybody get on the thing. And then I see one of the guys walk up the steps. The gym's up on the second floor. Comes up there, and I'm like, well, I'm going. And then I see he's locking the door. He's locking the gym, the entrance door, in and out. And I'm going, like, in my mind again. It was almost like that idiot, that we talked about before, the rocket scientist that couldn't. I felt like, oh God, we got another one here. And this young guy, he locks it up, and I get down. You come down a couple flights of stairs to walk out the door, and I get down, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like I couldn't. It was just. You think at a 47 years old, you think you've seen it all, right? Like I can spend. You think I could talk about my gym altercations till the cows come home? I mean, whatever that is, and I'm in Los Angeles. They will come home by the time I'm finished telling you about my gym altercations over my life. But this was a good one. This is another real genius here. So he locks the thing. And I like my mind, I'm sitting there, like, I can't process, and I go, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he looks at me, he goes, oh, we have to lock the gym because like, and he says, I don't know, his rationale was that we could get robbed. The manager said, he goes, we could get robbed or something. And I go, who told you to do this? And he goes, the manager says we got to lock the door. I said, well, how am I supposed to get out? I want to leave right now. And he's standing there, and he's like, he goes, well, I'll come back. And I says, come back. I'm going to fucking go. You don't understand something. I'm going to go out through the emergency exit if I have to get out of here. You're not locking me in here or anybody else. And so, God, and then of course, like, you would think it could just be so simple and end right there. And then of course she shows up, this fucking woman. I hate it when I'm discussing something with somebody and I'm trying to make a point, and of course the fifth wheel shows up, whatever. It's stupid, whatever, unnecessary. There's this woman, she's an instructor there, and she teaches the stripping class. I call it that. I remember one time she said something, it's a pole dancing, but I go, when are you guys done? I remember I got into it with her a couple times because, the class, her pole dancing class, with her stripping class, I want to call it that because they dress like strippers, and they do this stupid, the pole, they set up the poles in the main aerobics room. And I go in there. I go, when are you done with your stripping class? And she goes, it's not stripping class. You start trying to give me a history lesson that pole dancing goes back to thousands of years. I go, I don't want to hear about your fucking history of your stupid pole dancing. This is completely nonsense and useless. It's stupid. Like it's. I don't want to hear about it. It's just it's distracting. I don't. It doesn't. I mean, I don't give a shit about it. You're not gonna distract me because my frame is too strong. I'm doing what I'm doing, and to hell with you. Like, you're not gonna help me. You're not. So, and again, I know this comes off. It seems like I'm angry toward women, but I'm not. Just you'll see why with this one. So, what happened was I go in there. The gym's open till 11 at that time, and I want to do my dancing for an hour. And I say, when are you done here? And she goes, well, we finished our class, but we're not. And I says, well, what do you mean? You're done with your class, but I can't go in and practice? I mean, I'm trying to use logic with again, trying to teach stupid. And then they start rationalizing, well, people come and go as they please. She's using this dumb, like this fucking, what the fuck does that mean? Like I told her, like, I didn't say it like that, but I don't understand you. Like, do you understand? You don't own this gym. I don't own this gym. The classes go from this time to this time. Then there's nobody in there. Then I can go in there and I can do my dancing. That's my exercise. Just like your stupid fucking stripping is your exercise. So, and then what happens is they get real, they don't side with you because they're so narrow-minded that, like, see, I understand something. When their class is over, that means I can go in. But in their mind, no, I can't. So, like, what happened was this fucking woman, like, happened to come in the conversation when the guy locks the door. I'm sitting there, I'm standing there, like, you know, I'm in so dumbfounded, like, because I've been going to this gym for years, and so she comes in, and then she goes, of course, she can't keep her fucking mouth shut. She goes, and the second she started talking, I go, yeah, you're not, yeah, I don't want to hear anything from you. Like, I completely shut her down and boxed her out. Like, I would not give her, I did not care what she had to say. Does not work there. She's an instructor. The problem is those people, they spend their whole fucking life being an instructor, and they think they work there, like, in their warped mind, like they think they can. So I thought she was going to stand behind me. I didn't know, like, but she started, the second I started, she started, backing up this guy about why they need to close lock the door, lock us in. So then what I do is, I point, do you see what that sign says right there? It's right above every door that's, in California. It says, these doors are to remain open, unlocked during business hours. I said, do you know how to read? Do you think I'm making up these laws? These people, and then they try to, like, of course, they don't side with you. They don't say, well, you make a good point. Yeah, the guy goes, well, the theft and the crime and the stuff. And I says, why you can't hire a security guard? This is in a mall. Okay, there's a security guards that are here that are working at that mall 24/7. You can't think in your dumb infinite wisdom. And some of these fucking, I told you, these people, they're just their brains, like, it's beyond me. I don't know. Like, again, you can't teach stupid. I know you can't teach. They're just, they're gone. They're rational thinking of fear of robbed. What is somebody gonna rob? They're gonna take the weights out or something? What are they come in? What are they taking? There's either, and then I know I got into it one time with the manager. I said there should be a manager working during gym hours. And the fucking one of the managers in his office, he goes to me, he goes, I'm not coming in 16 hours a day. Like, I said, well, you know what? You shouldn't be working here then. Like, I mean, I told you, like, I can fucking, it's a problem. It's a problem that, and it's like a catch-22. The further away you go, the more time you're wasting, from just getting things done. So you can deal with stupid and just try not to deal with, ignore them, do what you have to do and get the fuck out of there. Or, but you see something about, like, I got kind of like, I don't know, I had a flashback to jail or something. I wasn't in long, but I've been incarcerated a couple of times. Something about locking me in, like I can't leave when I want to. It got me, it kind of got me scared, like I started thinking, I go, what do you mean I can't leave when I'm ready to go? Like, I don't, I'm like imprisoned here. What the fuck? I would stay, at the gym as long as I want. But, they close the gym at a certain time. That's when people have to leave. So why do you have to lock the door until everybody gets out? Everybody's got to go. Well, somebody could come in at that minute and try to rob us. Well, you know what? Then why can't you just call the security in the mall and have them positioned outside? It's not, you don't punish the members, okay? It's our gym, okay? Like, see, these idiots, that work there, they're getting paid to be there. That woman, that instructor, she's getting paid to be there. People like me are paying her. They work for us. No members, no gym, okay? So when I speak, like, you listen, okay? I mean, that's the way, like, I tell them that. I remember I got in the manager, and one of the managers, I had to kind of, like, because they were I told not many people, like, they can't really, they can't take it. They're just not used to hearing somebody like me tell it like it is. I tell it like it is. I'm direct, and I'm not there to put anybody down, but I am there. It's called being assertive. And I told you on Quora, Quora, I read a thing. There's a big difference between being, like, combative and being assertive. There's a big difference. Holding your ground. That's what this is called. Hold. I put, like, those Roman, it shows those guys. They Hold. They know what they have to do. They didn't, and when they're holding, are they killing? No. Hold. They're not coming over you. They're not coming through you. So those people, like with that woman that tried to verbally try to get, make her rationalize with me, hold, no, no. I kept, and then of course, the guy took, the fucking guy who works there, he, some young new gay guy, whatever. I don't, he couldn't unlock the door. I guess he was so nervous or something. And I'm standing there like after 30 seconds, I told him, hey, he said, you can't, do you know now? You can't even unlock the door. He finally gets it open. And then I know the fucking woman had to get in the last word and try. As I was walking out the door, at the door, she goes, have a good night. Have a good night. She said a couple of times, like once wasn't enough, but I knew it's basically, she said that because it's like, antagonizing me. Anyway, it says, have a good night, have a good night, like, so I instead of saying, like, I could have said, I heard you the first time, I could have said that, but it's so hard sometimes to respond to fast-witted, these people, these fucking people, they know, instead of just leaving me alone, they have to engage me, which is the absolute, you can't engage me. I've been around too long and I know too much because I fucking, I study. And again, I'm pointing to the law. It's not my law. It's the law. And you're going to fucking tell me why, change the law then. Change the law. It says the doors are supposed to remain unlocked during business hours. Stupid, can't you read? Like, I could fucking really, I could let him have it. So, of course, she has to get the last word in. Have a good night. Have a good night. And I said, I forgot, but I said, don't worry, I will. And I go, I'm leaving now. Goodbye, goodbye. Like, I really kind of made sure, like, I told her, yeah, goodbye, goodbye. I said, like, kind of hard. It is like, yeah, she cracked my frame, like, but it's like, that's the problem. I get defensive. I get defensive over stuff. It's not a put down. I said this a million times. I don't care about put downs. I don't care. You could call me names or something. You're not going to get a rise out of me. But when you challenge my wisdom based on truth, the law that I'm pointing right there, who's the fucking idiot? The idiot is you, okay? The uneducated is you. I don't know everything, but when I am passionate about something, there's a reason why. And more likely than not, I'm right. Now, I'm saying I don't know everything. I'm willing to learn. I'm always open-minded, willing to learn. So I don't get mad, and if I'm wrong, I apologize. I will. But when I'm right, I hold. Don't let the fucking Persian army push you through. That's what they're trying to do. That's what those asteroids, it doesn't matter where it is. If it's in the fucking guys outside of that nightclub, if it's in the fucking gym, they're trying to fucking they're trying to get that Roman, they're trying to push Maxim. They're the Persian army. And in a way, if they're not for you, they're against you. And you know what you have to do to them. I don't have to say it. Because if it was back then, you know what I would do. It's like, it really is unfortunate. People are supposed to help people. But it doesn't work that way. There's no, these people, they're too warped, dense, like they're not open-minded to understand anything. It's like it's a go figure, like Sunset Boulevard. It's not Santa Monica Boulevard, even there. I talk about this too. Where are you going to the gay bars? Any other? I remember one time in the Valley, they had this bar. I'm trying to remember, but they had a good sized disco dance floor. It's called Oil Can Harry's, and like on the weekends, they had like disco, really good, you know. Now, see, the warrior mentality in my mind is like, you know, I will go. I don't give a fuck where it is. I'll go to dance to practice. Maybe I'll meet a woman. There's plenty of straight women in gay bars, believe it or not. I thought using logic, put the odds in your favor. I know a guy comes up to me, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. You know, they find out you're straight, whatever. They're allowed in straight bars. I don't have a problem with that. But then when I go to some other place, this one guy became defensive because there was a chick in that Oil Can Harry's. I got there early and I was dancing my ass off. You know, it's great music. And then it started to get busy, and I said, "All right, it's time for me to go." But there was this one woman I saw. I said, "You know, before I go, I got to try. I got to try." So I went up to try, and she was with this gay guy, and the guy goes, you know, like he saw him trying, and he goes, like, and I go, "What is this? Hi to you too. Hi to you." I was defensive. I was even worse back then. Hi to you also. And I was drinking, and so he goes, "Well, no," and I go, "Yeah, yeah," and he goes, "No," and I go, "Yeah, I'm gonna try." And this guy was like, he couldn't. He says, and I go, "You know, let me tell you something. If I see a woman that I'm interested in, I'm gonna try." And then the guy gets in my face and he goes, "Not in a gay bar." He got like real mad. And I forget if I don't think I said, well, you know, I see plenty of gay people in straight bars, and I don't go up to them and tell them what they can do, you know, who they can talk to. Everybody's equal, you know, and that's the fucking problem. There's people that ruin it for everybody else. I'm actually part of the solution, not part of the problem. That guy was part of the problem. Now I realize that some places it's for them, it's for the. But you know what? There's something called like we're all equal, equality. Like, you know, I understand. It's like, you know, you're putting yourself kind of like subject to, you know, questionable. Like it would be like if, you know, going to South Central and, you know, trying to just hang out there. They'd be like, well, what are you white? You have no business down there. You have no, you know, okay, the arguments can be made, but that's why, if you think about this, why people live in comfort zones. Like if you look at the demographics of Los Angeles, you know, you have Koreatown. You know, there's a lot of Asians that live there. In East LA, a lot of Hispanics. South Central, mostly African American, blacks. You know, and then toward the coast, you know, there's a lot of whites, Caucasians, Westwood and stuff. There's a lot of Asians that are in Westwood too. There's UCLA. My point is like safety in numbers. You know, so like West Hollywood, it's gay, but it's also a big Russian community as well. So, you know, and they live kind of in there, and then, you know, in Hasids, the Jews, like by Hancock Park. Now, say there's black people that live in Beverly Hills. You know, there's all different races. Everybody lives everywhere. But I'm saying the majority, like look at like clusters, big people, because safety in numbers, safety. You know, they feel, oh, this our kind here. But then meanwhile, they push this issue about everybody's equality, everybody's equal, everybody's the same, everybody should be treated the same. But then, you know, I encounter these kind of things, and there's people out there that are pushing it on me. They're pushing they're saying, no, you don't belong here, man. You don't belong here. You know, and I go, I do belong. I do belong, because I was there because the music was really good early. But you know, the problem is not everybody's gonna, you know, trying to hit on a woman. I mean, it's like the guy. I'll never forget that. He goes, not in a gay bar. You know, like the guy, like his rule, like, you know, rule, like he decides. What am I? God, give the guy, you know. Here, I'll give you an example. What happened the other night? So I'm going down Sunset Boulevard. I think it was Thursday. I don't remember. You know, it's a good walk, you know, by Sunset Plaza or whatever, through. You can see the hills, you know, beautiful homes and stuff. And gotta walk, you know. It's like you clear your mind. Ultimate Warrior talked about that. You know, it helps your mind, you know, when you walk a lot. And it's not really much going on. And this dude, this relatively young dude, like I could tell, like I try not to be paranoid. Is he following me? Is he not? I don't care. Public sidewalk. Just when they get close is when I start to being. Hopefully, if they get close, they keep moving at their pace, so you don't have to engage anybody. Not thinking the guy's dangerous or anything, but I just don't know what his agenda is. You know, Santa Monica, West Hollywood, he's a gay guy looking for some action. You know, it's more that's an accepted kind of thing. Can't help you, you know. So I'm walking down Sunset, and he did try to get my attention. He goes, "Hey, hey, you need," you know. And he says, "Now I don't stop. I don't care if he's talking to me. I don't care really if he's on fire. I mean, well, if he is, it's awful. But you know, you don't understand. I decide where I don't let somebody control me. You know, guy that has no, you know, trying to stop me, ask me for something. It's not. I'm not a public servant. I'm sorry. You know, with our cell phones and everything, you need directions. You can look it up. If you're lost, you need help, call 911. If you don't know that, it's not my job to educate you. And so I don't even tell these people that. I just keep walking. Don't even. The only thing I want to see is if he's coming close. Because I told you, I've heard horror stories. My poor friend, you know, he's okay now, but you know, he told me when he was in Venice, there's a guy like drove up to him in a van, and he goes, "You know how to get to this street or something?" And my friend, you know, I said, "Oh yeah, you just turn, you know, you turn on it," and the guy leaves, and like a block later, the van came back, and the guy pointed a fucking gun at him, and he goes, "You lied." And my friend, he was, you know, he got scared fucking shitless, and he jumped over fucking fences. He was in people's backyards, you know, like he could have fucked himself up really bad. He didn't get shot, but you know, horror stories like this happen, you know, like, and ironically, what goes around comes around, right? Because he finally gets back home, like in Venice Beach, he tells this to his roommate. His roommate just tells him, "Man, you know that you're okay. Let's calm down, smoke some weed, smoke some herb." And then like a week later, they go to get some breakfast. He says he goes, and the guy comes in, the guy from the van. He orders, goes to the diner to get something to eat, and fucking my friend sees him. Oh my god, you know, and he tells he's with his roommate. He goes, "That's the guy." And the roommate says, "Are you sure?" And he goes, "I am fucking 100% positive." And he goes, "Really?" And they both get up, and they were going to this guy's table. That fucking guy got the fuck out of there so fast. He knew it's like he's going down. What goes around, and he got into that van, in the van. The van was the same van, and he fucking sped off. He was gone. But the thing was, see, great. What goes around comes around in life. You know, you go ahead, you threaten somebody like that, they're fucking scared. It comes back at you. It does come back. You know, and you know that it's just. I love hearing stories like that. You know, I will never fucking forget that. You know, he thinks he's gonna show somebody. It's like, yeah, you're so fucking lucky you ran like a little bitch. Get the fuck out of there. You know, I love that. So where was I? So I forgot my train of thought. You know, people. Yeah. That's basically unbelievable. Where was I? Where was I going with my thoughts? I talked about holding your ground, your frame, people testing you. You know, geez, I forgot exactly what I was talking about. But anyway, maybe that's good to wrap it up at this point. There was a good amount of information. But the point of all of this is that you're going to encounter stupid, you know, at the gym. Remember though, can't get mad over things you can't control. So let them do their thing. If this happens again at the gym, you know, I'm gonna talk with the management about this. You know, I may have to leave a minute earlier, or because I'm going through the emergency exit. You're not locking me in there, and I'm gonna mention my advice to have maybe the security guard. You know, like you don't punish the members. You know, you don't. We could get robbed. Oh no. You know, it's look. You know what then? You got to do something to you got to hire fucking security then. You know, like that's raised then whatever. Don't punish the patrons. We're the one, you know, we need to feel comfortable what we're doing. And when you lock somebody into something, You're making them uncomfortable. You know, you're doing something that you know, I hate to say it, but a lot of these people, the backwards logic. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to belittle the homosexual thing, but you know, who does that? You know, like they have to go along with the laws like everybody else. They're the same, like the way it is. You know, and that's the problem. Is like, you know, you're in there, and it's like, you know, I'm practicing in there. You know, I'm hitting that fucking bag really hard, and these people are looking at me like, whoa, that guy's really intense. And I don't care, you know, like, I'm sorry, I'm not there to, you know, intimidate you. I'm there to, like, you know, I got to train. You know, this is not a fighter's gym. You know, like, I know nobody said that, but, you know, I didn't say it was, but that bag is there, you know, and I can hit it as hard as I can. You know, if I break my hand or my leg or something on it, that's my problem. But I learn constantly, you know, like what to do, you know, and everything. But you know what? I'm sorry. Like, when I was a bodybuilder, I was very intense there, and they're not, you know, that place is not. I know it's not really the ideal place for an intense person, but I don't push my intensity on anybody else. You know, I am fairly. I am respectful. I do respect everybody in there. I don't judge anybody, like the sign says. I don't judge anybody in there. But I am very assertive. I'm very assertive. Like, you know, if there's something I need to get to, and you're in there, in the way you are in the way. But I realize it's not my gym. I realize it's not my gym. So I will approach you assertively, because that assertiveness shows that I'm serious. If I just ask, hey, you know, how much longer you got? Take your time. I say, you know, no, I'm going to say, hey, you know, how many more you got on there? You know, it's gym's closing in 5 minutes. You know, I'm gonna. Let me tell you all. Let me give you a good example of kind, respectable assertiveness. There's an escalator that goes up into the gym, that goes to the second floor, and of course, you guys know how wide an escalator is when you go on. You know, the two people could stand side by side. If you're behind, you can't get through. You know, you're going to stand there and wait for it to go up. What's the problem with standing? So I'm going up, you know, like, there's two guys, the escalator's going up, they're standing, you know, they're talking. I think they're going to the gym too. That's great. But you know, and I'm moving, and I don't like to stand on there. You know, I don't like to stop, you know, because I'm walking and I'm keeping everything lubricated. I tighten up very easily, and I get very uncomfortable. Like, I don't, when I'm moving, I like to keep moving. So I'm walking up the escalator as it's going up, and I know I'm going to catch up to these guys before it hits the top thing. Why can't you just wait? Why are you so impatient? I'm not impatient. I'm not impatient. I'm walking. Because I'm tightening up. You know, like, I'm going to work out. You know, it's like, I'm not 25 anymore. I feel everything. And if it's not, it's like that old car I kept talking about. Once the Corvette is running, it'll run. But if you turn off the ignition, it's gonna fucking, you know, I say, fuck, dude, I'm going. And plus the time was going. I gotta get to the gym. But so I'm going, and those guys, you know, I can't get through. So when I got to the point where, you know, I'm gonna go through, I said, can I please go through? You know, I said, and they just kind of gave me enough space, but I was going through. I was going through, okay? Whether they like it or not, I'm going through. But I made sure as I got there, I said, can I please go through? You know, so it's like, and in their mind, they're probably, they don't understand. They're like, what's wrong with this guy? Why can't he wait for, it's not my job to stop and explain. If they would have asked me, I would have explained, I would have digressed, and it's like, you know, I gotta tell you, if I stop, my knees get, everything is, you know, but you shouldn't have to. If you see somebody that's really going somewhere, they're on a mission to get somewhere, let them go. Like, you're not in a hurry. So, but if there's something really important that they got to do, you can't give them that respect. So, and then coming down the escalator, there was later, like, there's a woman, she was on the side. There was enough room to go by, and I was walking down the escalator steps as it's going, and when I passed by her, I said thanks. You know, like, I made sure, like, she knew I was going by, but, you know, I just didn't want to stand there. Where am I going with this? If you move at the world's pace, if you do everything like everybody else, It's going to slow you down. So if I just stand there like everybody else, going up, dumb fucking, move that was, but as the escalator is going, you're going to stand there, then you're allowing other people to tell you that you can't go because I'm here, kind of thing. And it goes to the warrior mentality. There's no. Now, if I'm standing in line for a burger and I have to wait at something, that's like, I have no problem with that. It's not about patience. I'm not impatient. I have no problem with that. I have a problem that if I'm going someplace and you're just standing there and I need to get through there. I'm going through there. Okay? Whether you like it or not. And I don't care what you think. And it goes back to the warrior mentality of pickup. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think. Because if you allow yourself to let these other people worry about what they're thinking, then it's going to snowball into every aspect of your life. It's going to paralyze you. It's going to keep you down. It's going to keep you, because then you're going to start second guessing yourself. What do they think about me? What do they think? Who fucking cares what they think? They're not going to help you. They're asteroids. Okay? Or whatever. They're people, I know I use that term in pickup. They're people. They deserve respect. But if I ask nicely, I need to get through, and they don't move, you fucking go through. Okay? If you ask nicely and they do not move, you do not hesitate for one goddamn second, and you go through. And that's what the training is all for. That's what all the fucking thing is for. That's why I grab that bag. Like, I'll run and I'll fucking grab that speed bag. I'm going through. And I'm not going to say it twice. I'm not going to tell them twice. If I'm going and I'm going. Now, on a sidewalk, it's a different story. It's not, it's not, I'm on the sidewalk. If they're in the way, I'm going through. I never said that. I never said that. I said, I'm walking. I need to go to the gym at my pace. I'm not going to stop my pace because of you. Okay? There's no other way for me to go around. Well, you could have waited until they got to the top. Why do I have to wait? There's a huge difference. I'm giving an example of an escalator, like going up, You move at society's pace. You're just, you're allowing them to hold you down, hold you back. Yeah, it's been a couple seconds. It doesn't matter. It's my couple seconds. It's my life. It's not them. People they don't realize it. They will keep you from getting what you want out of life. The world is a very competitive, combative place. I don't care what they show you out, Stallone says, not sunshine and rainbows. It's a tough, hard world, and it'll beat you to your knees and it will keep you there if you allow it. Go ahead and go out and try to get the exact job you want out of life. I have 4 college degrees, and they're in succession of progression. They're not like 4 bachelor degrees. They go up beyond masters, educational specialist, where I'm waiting for my doctorate examination to be graded. I'm not bragging, but doctoral candidate is not a dummy. In the way that I think, the people that are more educated should be treated like royalty, in my opinion. It's like, God forbid something happens to you and you need to go to the hospital. So you go to the hospital and the doctor tells you what's wrong and gives you a prescription, tells you what to do. Do you go to the doctor? He goes, doctor, I think like you just don't know what you're talking about. Do you know what kind of idiot you would sound like? You're going to challenge a medical doctor somebody that's probably worked thousands of hours of residency and years and years, a lifetime of education and work to work like in a hospital, like to earn that title. And you're going to fucking even open your mouth and even ask them, like, but not even question them, but like question what they know. This is not House. It's not some stupid show, make believe or something. In reality, you'd be an idiot if you told a doctor he doesn't know what he's talking about. And that's the problem. There's a problem is, that people don't respect. I got into it with one of the trainers in that gym one time. I have a master's degree in physical education, not a training certificate. And what happened, like basically that's what I'm stretching. I'm doing like I'm leaning up against something, and this trainer goes, "Yeah, are you using?" And I said, "I will answer all of your questions when I'm done with my stretching." Like their time, they are putting their selfishness. I have to stop what I'm doing to appease them. Like why? Why? Why do I have to fucking, why is it that, I'm in the middle of my stretch? Like the dude can't see that and he can't wait a fucking 3 seconds. I said this too. I told him, I said, dude, you can't like wait 5 seconds. I'll be done with my stretching. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Like he couldn't wait. And the guy was like in shock, He goes, well, it's a simple question. And I go, well, you know what? I'm not going to stop what I'm doing to answer any of your questions. And then I followed up with, and this is why I have a master's degree in physical education. You have a fucking certificate. And I walked away, My point. Should be respected, like, yeah. I think is some guy that does have an MS in kinesiology, training. It's respectable, and everything. But I don't give a fuck. I size you up based on what you've done in your life and how I can do one better. You think that's over the top here? I can beat that. Check this out. So I'm in the gym and there's like a place where you can, a strip laid out where you can do lunges, and squats or whatever. It's a, strip of AstroTurf or something. So I put the bar, it wasn't much weight, 20, 30 pounds on my back. And I'm doing lunges, one knee at a time, going down. Almost there. And the trainer goes, hey, are you almost? I didn't know. At that time, I was already kind of educated because I do so much research on how to, again, these idiots, trainers. A trainer, like in a gym, probably gets like $35, good money at the Crunch or something. And this rocket scientist, in the middle of my exercise, as I'm walking with weights on my back, hey, are you almost done already? And I just calmly, like when I got to the end, I put down the bar and I said, I will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have when I'm done with the exercise, not in the middle of it. Because I've pulled, put whatever, And the guy, like, in his ape-like brain, this guy couldn't, it's like, where do these people come from? Who educates, like who hires? I have thousands of hours of experience and they wouldn't even consider hiring me to work there because my friend Chris goes, because you don't have good bedside manner, Mike. That's what's most important. And I go, what's that? And he goes, well, bedside manner means like, you're relate with people more, you really can. And, I go, you want me to lie? You want me to, because you can't help it. You overhear some of these conversations as you're working out with these people. And, the trainers are talking about, well, over the weekend, I'm going to this party there. And, I say, well, we're here to work out. We're here to make progress. We're here to exercise. It's almost as bad as you being on the phone and wasting your time and your energy. You're here, but you're not here. And if you're not here, you're not going to get anything done. And if you're not going to get anything done, you're not going to accomplish anything. Or you're going to accomplish so little that it's just not worth your time. It's not, you don't understand. Like my gains, when I'm serious, when I'm focused, in 12 weeks, I go from 0 to hero, okay? Whatever, or less, or whatever. It's called maximum focus. Energy is applied. Or even over the past 2 days, you should see my roundhouse kicks, how solid they are. You know, I'm starting to look like people. I guarantee you, they're saying this guy's been doing this for a long time. 4 days, 3 days, that's it. That's it. That's all. For like, just because my focus is there. Okay, I'm like, genetically, because of my dancing experience, like I can move my body. But I gave up something in order to get something. I gave up dancing in order to learn how to defend myself. It's a big thing. I know I have not talked anything about the women thing. I'm going to make a brief, I'll tell you guys a very, very brief one today. I saw one that was okay. It was all right. And it was kind of funny because like I was turning the corner and she was just sitting there, like, whoa, on a joking kind of thing. And I made a joke. I said Pippi Longstocking. She knew who that was, and I didn't think she would know. And it was a good opener. It was a good opener. And I heard, so I listened to this audiobook before I go to bed. It's called Seduction. And it talked about how you do women. You do women. You don't make them feel comfortable with you. And it was kind of again. So it was during the day. She was by herself. I was on my way to the gym. And I knew that was my focus, but I said, Mike, okay, a couple minutes, let's try it. So, and it was going back and forth. And I just I told her, I got to go to the gym, and she goes, oh, go. And I don't bring my phone with me to the gym. I usually have a business card in my sweats. I usually carry one just in case. And I looked for it. I didn't have one in there. I was like, okay, I got everything here. I got my water. I got my mask. I got my gloves. It's a problem. You got to have fucking everything, you forget something, and I know why those guys, it's funny in the gay gym that I go to, all these guys are on their phone. I made a joke to myself. I said they're all texting each other, they're all talking. It's so stupid, but I don't care. They're irrelevant, it doesn't affect me, and if it sounds like it does, they don't, because I'm just passionate. I'm passionate about work. Now, why don't you join a fighter's gym and stuff? He says, look, I'm not looking to get in a competition. I don't need to go out of my way for this. They have the speed bags there. They have what I need. That's all I need. And it's close. That's the point that I get in, get out. That's it. That's all. And again, I feel like I'm part of the solution, not part of the problem. And most people, they won't do it. They say, oh, I'm straight. I can't go. There's kind of people. They said, well, that's on you then. You got a problem with that. This is the 21st century. It's like, look, man, we're it's equal. I don't have any problem with anybody of any race or creed or anything. Problem is that a lot of people do, and they don't want to admit it. That's why they go all together, because they're scared. They're not everybody is. They have to be just to be able to feel safe. And I got news for you. It's not a safe world. It's not a safe place. There's a lot of danger out there. And that's why I'm doing all this shit I'm doing. I had to give up for me to stop dancing. I got a text from this woman that I met a couple weeks ago when I was in Irvine. It's like 55. She was okay. She's actually not bad. Bored. It just, how I told you guys know what I like. And she, I wanted all or nothing, and then she did. I gave her my number. She did text me, and I guess she really likes me. But she goes, "You gonna be there this Saturday?" And I told her already. I said no, and I don't really want to get into it. Why? I don't need to explain the altercations and what I have to give up in order to get something. Because then, if I decide in a couple of weeks just to go out dancing again, she might go around and tell everybody else. So be careful who you tell things to. You don't trust them implicitly. You could self-sabotage yourself. You might mean well, but you might cause more damage than you intend to. Yeah, no, that Pippi Longstocking girl is not bad. She was okay. I thought about that, but we're gonna try again later tonight too. We're just gonna keep plugging away. but for me, the thing is, I just really getting into this defense, just understanding the body thing, and hopefully that will keep building my confidence. I feel really sore. It's amazing, like your knuckles. Jesus, you got to be careful. Like yeah, it's. I know there's a difference between what I say being careful and then allowing fear. Dude. I mean, they have this wall in the gym, and I don't know what it's made out of. There's not much. It's not padded. I'll tell you that. It's like a wood enforced, and it says smashed it to pieces. And what I do is I beat myself up on it. But when I say I beat myself up on it, what I do is I'll go into it on the side, boom. You hear about the other shoulder, bam, on the side, and then on my back. Thickness of your thickest part of your back, against it. Just feel like taking impact. That way, I think in my mind, psychologically. So with the rings, moving the head, pounding yourself a little bit against the wall, and then the heavy bag kicking, you're becoming tough. Like you're showing, fuck. Like I'm willing to pound my body. So that way, if somebody comes up to you, man, and it's like coming like this, you'll be like, dude, what are you gonna fucking do to me, man? I pound myself up. I'm ready for you, and I guarantee you, unlike what happened 4 nights ago, those guys that came after me like that, I'm gonna call their bluff, and they're gonna have to show their hand, and I guarantee you, what's gonna happen is they're gonna fucking get out of there. They're gonna be like, oh shit, this guy, the second they see that they come in there mad like that, and then they get within the strike zone, and then you fucking it's gonna hit them literally like a ton of bricks. They're gonna be like, oh fuck, like it's like you're turning around like fucking a royal flush on them, and they don't have nothing. Like it's like that bad of a kill. They don't have anything, and you're going, you know what? I'm all in. I'm fucking turning it over. You're gonna die. And I'm taking all your money. You know what I mean? I don't mean that, but I'm taking all your fucking money on this one, and that's what it is. They just I was taken. I felt like I was taken like a fool, and what happened was I went into the dungeon. I said, yeah, okay, so. You guys, I took it personally. Because when I was young, I was picked on and everything, and you guys basically, awoken, and said, oh, okay, that's the way that it works nowadays, huh? There's people like you out there that just go after, pick on assertive people, just for saying I'll look at whatever I want, and you threatening me and scaring the daylights out of me for just holding my ground and being a man. I know how to solve this. It's called defending myself now. It's called arming myself physically now. It's not saying the stupid thing. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna with the mace thing. Now, okay, that's a good thing too. But you know what? I like the fucking the art of not carrying around the mace thing. Hoping, because I'll tell you something that that's good too. But there's an inner confidence about somebody that knows how to fight. Defend themselves. There's an inner confidence. I can't explain it. It's not to show off, and it's not to hurt anybody. Because again, it doesn't matter. Even if I learn and I get really good at this, I don't like it. But unfortunately, what I don't like worse is what those guys did to me. Because it could have been, when they came at me and they're with the striker zone, they could have fucking killed me. Okay? They could have. I got lucky, possibly. You want to go through life like lucky, not knowing? Be careful. That's what my cream puff friend says. He's a nice guy and everything. He's a cream puff, and he's a good guy, but and it's surprisingly, yeah, of course he doesn't have very, almost no women ever, And show him the article too, but he's and it's funny because that article in Quora says that people like that, they're a glutton to be taken advantage of. There's this guy that this moving guy that can't even, he needs a place to live, and every time, he just stays over at this guy's house. Like, he can't say no. Can't say no because he doesn't know how to, stand up for himself or anything, and he won't. If I go ahead and tell him this, he's gonna be just like, yeah, I'm good, Mike. I'm good. And I said, well, you know what? Good for you. It's your life, and not reaching out for help. You want to be like that way. That's never will have anything. Never will be anything. Remember what I said. What Aristotle said. If you don't want to be criticized, don't try anything. Don't do anything. Don't become nothing. Don't do anything, and be nothing. Be nothing. And a lot of people, I believe most people, they are the ones that just they're not going to take it. There's a group of guys, they are, and then there's me. I am, and when you tell people, I go, dude, I'm a fucking modern day warrior. You go, yeah, who the fuck are you? What have you done? You show me standing up for yourself. You show me, like over the what kind of pounding, like how hard you're willing to push your body and what you're willing to stand up for, what you're willing to try. You fucking show me, because there's not many. Because people, for the most part, you got to be a little nuts, to be like fearless. You're I'm not saying I'm 100% fearless. I'm human, as well. But most people would laugh and scoff at you. You tell them, hey, I'm a warrior. You stand up for yourself. I'm a modern day warrior. What I do, and they just don't get it. They say, "Were you in the military?" I don't even want to explain it to you, and I don't even want to tell you because you're like what's called. I remember the girl used the term GP, part of the general population. And those people like celebrities. How do I? They don't. How they look at GPs. They look at them like okay, goodbye. Like yeah. You ever seen like anything the WWE? That's when the wrestlers come to the ring. The lights on them and everything. And I don't know if you've ever been to a live event or anything, but on TV, you see all these idiots with signs, and then the wrestlers in the ring, and it's all about them. And these people in the crowd, they look like nothing. They're that's what celebrities look at the GP. They yeah, they make you who you are as a whole, as a consensus. All those people pay. But it was a Jim Ross, I think he said, the announcer at one time. He goes, I don't care who I care as long as there's an ass every 18 inches. It's people sitting next to each other. That's all he cares is if it all sells out. They're there to get your money. And if you meet one of these guys in like a hotel or wherever in the travels or at a show, they will be nice. They will because they understand. Yeah, it's all those people, but they're not going to give you. They're going to give you so little time. It's going to be if you're lucky to get a fast picture or an autograph or something, because they say you're just a GP. You're nothing. I mean, when I went to was it WrestleMania 21, and they had an after hour the night before. I gotta go in a minute because I gotta have something to eat. I'm hungry. Um, the night before WrestleMania 21. It was the night before WrestleMania Goes Hollywood, and it's the night when Cena. The next day, Cena. They're gonna give him the belt. JBL was champion. Was WWE champion. I think Batista got the world heavyweight champion at that thing. But that's not important. What's important? We're talking about Cena. Now, I like this guy a lot, and he was really coming up at that point. And let me tell you something. He's one of the nicest. I don't know. I know how this guy. I mean, he's cut from a different cloth of celebrity than. I mean, there's some people out there that are really. I could tell you my William Shatner story. I'll share that after, and my Paul McCartney story, which is incredible. But the Cena story is really important because I was working out like really. I started working out like even in the early '90s. I mean, technically late '80s, but when I get into it, like I said, now I was at my peak. I was like a fucking diamond. I mean, I didn't live too far, from the place. So, I even like pumped up at home too. So I was really just like, at my size, close to 200. But, I said, well, 200 is not that. Well, you know what? Look at Frank Zane, like when he was like my height at 200 in his prime. And, if you compare him to Arnold, is what that's not what you, but look at him by himself, and just, it's like, it's pretty fucking impressive. It's a good sized, if you're absolute solid muscle, anywhere near that, it's very impressive. Well, there's like the foundation rooms at the time, and Sunset by in the House of Blues. Now, I basically got there really early, and I weaseled my way in through like a media entrance, and nobody stopped me or anything. It was like funny, so I hung out like in the back, like, well, in the back, the foundation rooms, they have like a little bar in there and everything, and there's like a long hallway. So then the hallway leads to like downstairs, and Cena was going to do like a rap kind of thing there. So, I got there early, so I managed to, and I was dressed. I had like this shirt on that was really just tapered, like perfect, because my lats flared out. Why did my arms were like just fucking, not exaggerating, if they were 3 or 4 inches bigger than they are. I mean, they're it was, it was like V shape. I mean, for real, like in my mind, I thought I could be like one of these guys. There's no doubt in my mind. I was saying like and so in the foundation, some of those guys, I think it was one of the wrestlers. He goes, nothing, man. He was telling me, but I know I was getting attention because I was very well put together. But no, these guys like the heavyweights. So my point, Cena walks through from the patio, and man, he takes a look at me, and it was like he started laughing to himself. He didn't laugh out loud, but I saw his like head went down, like he started shaking his head, and I'm standing there. He comes, and it's like he goes, "How you doing, dude?" And he put his hand out, and it was like his hand. I mean, and I sized. I just looked at this guy, and I was like, "Fuck, this guy's big." Like I'm not used to. He's 6'1", everything, but it's like 245. On GH, and but it's like a pretty solid 245 there. Now I'm not on anything, I'm not taking, like I say, but I know, and then I don't want to. I'm, the guy put his hand out there, and it was like a fucking, it was like fat, it was like big, and I'm like, fuck, dude, and he wasn't like really cut up and stuff, but it was just he was wearing a t-shirt, and I was like, I looked like small compared to that guy. I felt, even though I was like a diamond, like it was fucking, not like contest ready because I didn't do shows, but just the way everything was, the muscles very like, what, even though, look, even the people like that I was talking with in the crowd, they were looking, they said, wow, you got like big pump arms, you're big. People were telling me, but Cena didn't even have to show. He's wearing a t-shirt, just lying, like, and I'm just standing there, I'm like, fuck, dude, yeah, you're a fucking big dude, man. And he talked. I think he took my number down. I said I was hoping to get a workout with him, and he was like, "Yeah, we'll go work out sometime or something." Like he was, and the people outside like seeing a picture, autographs. Guys talking to me like this, just like it's him and me. And then he goes, he tells me, he goes, "You know what tomorrow is, right?" And I said, "Yeah, I know. They're giving it to you tomorrow." Yeah, and he's like, "Here I am talking with like the guy that they're going to give the belt to the next day." For like a couple minutes, he stopped, like just like want to know like about like who I was and everything, and the reason why is from all the time, all the energy, all the practice to put in bodybuilding. I got his respect. I knew it. Like that was it. I said, why? Yeah. He relates to you. He relates to you. You're not a GP. You're. And then so I said that in life. Wow. There is something like special. I could, I'm getting attention of powerful people. They're taking notice. So I said, this is what it is. Water seeks its own level. Like if so it's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing that you know, even though like he joked kind of thing, but that joke got his attention seriously because, you know, I don't know what was going on in his mind, like why he would kind of laugh at somebody. But look, without any gear, you're only going to go so far. Like I don't have to. I know this. I've done so much research on this. Your whole life can be the gym. I don't. I'm serious. Not just your whole life. Your whole life can be bodybuilding. With anything over the counter and taking everything, eating as much as you want, sleeping. I mean, I'm telling you, the maximum. Your body has a maximum threshold peak at a certain age, which I hit a couple times. I was able to get there, and go no further. I don't care how much you eat; it will not give you. Your body will not process. I wound up in the hospital with kidney stones because I tried. I tried to push myself to get huge, and my body could not process the calcium. So, it's. But my point is that maximum threshold is beyond like what you could possibly imagine. Most people will never, ever, ever get close. They don't have the time, the commitment to do it. It's an extreme amount of focus and dedication. Your whole life has to revolve around it. And again, it is you can do it's a steroid like body, and I mean a mild steroid like body, like where you get so well put together where you're walking around and people walk by you and go, dude's on something. Like, yeah, like they're just, you can go that far naturally. Yeah, you can, but there's no fucking way you're gonna get to look. You're not building a John Cena body with. Well, I don't care what you think or what anybody tells you, or even what he might tell you. It doesn't matter. It's not possible. You cannot build a drug physique without the gear. It's not gonna happen. And the problem is, McMahon knows that. McMahon, like they won't tell you that. It's because that's not part of that's they make their money off of the dirty little secrets. And I'll save that for another video. I got completely off topic with this, but I didn't know that. I thought I could become that big, like that built, for my size, like Benoit, was. And no way, no way. How are you going to become if these guys are taking? They have an unfair advantage, like you can you imagine, they show you like Triple H and they show you when these guys are in the peak and the Rock and stuff like that. They're tall, they're big. No, there's no such thing. Okay, the guys that are big like that, that have good structure for good genetics, even that, they will look like absolute nothing compared to a guy that's taking absolute nothing. It doesn't matter. You know what any of these guys would look like if they were on nothing? If you wait around long enough and they're completely off, you get a good idea. It's like they go back to you wouldn't even know. It would look like nothing. I guarantee you, all of them, any of those guys that are in that size, that heavyweight range, they're all on some type of formula, whatever. And it's I'm not again, don't take away nothing from them. I do not take away anything from them because they're incredible personalities, performers, and then they got that look on top of it. You could take all the shit you want, but if you don't really understand how your body works and come from maybe a bodybuilding background like Dave Bautista did, Cena did, then you might not. Maybe it won't. The anabolics won't work for your body anabolically. You won't get a really good. I mean, guys work out hard, I'm sure, they do everything, but that stuff is very, very powerful, and they got years and years and years of experience, and knowing and stuff like that. They're not brand new. So, I got give them my respect, like for they inspired, like when I was young, to get into working out, the characters and stuff. Ooh, yeah, the macho man, the guy. Shame when these guys die, it's always it hits me really hard, like because I grew up with all these people and stopped watching like in the 90s and characters they all change and everything like that. I know I get off topic with stuff, but I feel like it's important to discuss all this because it mentions your personality. People know like this guy's not, he's relating fitness to things that he grew up with. He relates his struggles with women to how, and also being bullied around when I was young too, to why I got into fighting and self-defense. Um, hmm, it's going to be interesting. It's not. Most people think, well, you're going out there, you're just hoping to beat somebody up. No, no, they're wrong. They're wrong. They don't understand. It's about confidence. It's about just you. The problem though, I noticed that with fighting though, because it is impact. Like you're hitting that bag, kicking and stuff. You're gonna get scraped up and beat up and worn out. I noticed I kicked the bag a couple times. I didn't hit it with my heel, roundhouse, and like so I felt like fuck, in my ligament. I was hoping I didn't break my ankle or something like that. And my ligament between your foot and your shin is by the base. But you know what? I'm just saying to myself, all right, look, we're understanding, we're practicing these things, and we're watching, we're learning. Because again, even though it was like since 12 years old, I took Shotokan, but again, I watch and I understand. Okay, when you're chopping, the fat part, you're hitting the bag, the lighter part at the top. The bag is like heavy in the middle and super weighted at the bottom. So you don't front punch, you don't hit at the bottom, it's so heavy it's going to scrape your knuckles, you're going to fuck yourself up. So it's learned experience. I don't have to fuck it up to have learned experience. I know already, I've done it enough where I'm starting to learn. Okay, boom, 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 we're hitting this thing little bit, kicking, then the kick. Okay, look at where when you roundhouse, your brush of your foot, boom, like against the bag, bam, and then hit it solid with the heel, the heel of the foot, boom, the distance between, like it's all starting to sink in. I'm building like my own individual foundation, like I did in dancing. That's how I did it. I built I started to understand how my body works and your limitations. And then you work with that. And I try to stretch my legs too. I like that. I can't do the splits, like where you really split the the hamstrings really, but I try to really go as far as I can and hold it there to be able to say, okay, for the hard thing for me is the balance, because I have like benign positional vertigo. I don't know. I guess when I was drinking, I got my mind, my brain or something, but I get kind of dizzy sometimes. So the whole thing, if I do really fast, the roundhouse, sometimes like whoa, but it's enough to where I'm getting used to it, to where I'm used to it, to where my head kind of doesn't move around too much. Now, and even like moving around when that ring comes out, when I throw that ring, and I was like, okay, I don't get dizzy. Like I can do it. The spins is kind of like where I get dizzy sometimes. So, I'm just working with what I have. I'm not gonna be fucking, what's a blood sport, the John Claude Van Damme, the American guy that got the respect from the, the, the underground fighting. He fought that guy, that fucking big, that Bolo, whatever guy, that that guy. Jesus Christ, and I like that when he's blind, he can't see. The guy throws the thing. It never worked. Come on, real contest. Can you imagine this? He throws the fucking salt in your eyes, But he learned, he trained under that, so he could fight. He could see without with because the master taught him how to fight. Like being blind. It's great. It's just so. And I also watched that other master teaching on the dummy. The things with the wood poles. Like I watched how he did it. He's like those two sticks that there's two sticks and two on the bottom, and he's like hitting it on the side. I watched how, like when he hits the ones in the bottom, boom, lightly, and then he just chops, like punches and boom. I love that. Just practicing that. Deflection, boom, boom, boom. How somebody, an average person, there's no fucking way. I watched this guy, this little guy, and it's like, may God help you. If you're just some guy, you see this little guy that you think you're gonna pick on for whatever reason, or try to jump him, and you just think you're like a street kind of tough guy or something, and this little guy, he looks like a nothing, but underneath that jumpsuit is it's a circular saw, it's a wood chipper, like it's a The second you put your hand in there, it's gone. I mean, he's gonna kill you. I mean, it's like I watched the guy goes, go hit me, and the guy that tries to punch him. Oh my God! The second the guy's hand went there, I mean, this guy fucking just it was like just woof, and he's not big. It's amazing. He just knows how to like pull, and then he grabs from behind, break, crack, step on, kill. Oh my God! I mean, it's like I watched this and I was like, wow. I was, I never. It was amazing. It was amazing to see. Like what are you gonna? It's a little guy. What are you gonna? The kid, I'm gonna kick your ass, you little nothing. And a guy comes in like this, and next thing it's over. It was 2 seconds, if that. I mean, it's like the guy comes in like this. I'm gonna fucking get you, like, and try to grab him. Just try to like get your hand on him. He couldn't even get to his jacket. He couldn't get to his jacket. The second the guy's hand went like here, oh my God, it was like just either it was a deflect, whatever he feels like doing, he just goes, oh, okay. The hand comes here, oh, okay. So it's just break, snap, crack, boom, elbow in your fucking face, and then he gets the next thing you know, the guy's behind him, the little guy, and he's got his knee on the back of his fucking the back of the guy's meniscus. The guy's on the ground, like he goes, what are you gonna do now? And the guy's like, you can't. He's behind him. He's got him on his knee, like, and he's all locked up. He's paralyzed. Nothing you can do. He's got. I'm sitting there going, wow. I mean, can you imagine if somebody like bully some guys like fuck with you, like, and you're just like, can you just please leave me alone, please? Can you please leave me alone? Then you go, yeah, I'm gonna like. He thinks you're an easy target. He's like, nah, I'm gonna fucking get you. And the guy, the hand. And the second the hand goes in, you fucking boom, that guy, he'll never forget it. He'll wake up in the hospital. If you don't, like if you really like want to do him in, like, and knock him unconscious. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But if you did, if somebody like, you just happen to be in the moment and you're just like pounding the guy in the fucking head, after he's down, and then the ambulance comes and he's like, he wakes up in the hospital and he goes, that's all he's like, the last thing I remember, I picked on this guy and he fucking just, he almost killed me, like he'll never forget it. He'll never forget it. Now, it's not your job to go around and find bullies and do that. That's not why I'm doing this, but it's just, I mean, in my whole life, I've never picked on anybody before. It's not the right thing to do. I've never picked on anybody, ever, ever, and I never will. It's not the right thing to do. It's good to be assertive. It's good to hold your ground. It's good to hold your frame. It's good to stand up for what you believe in. But it's not good to inflict pain. It's not good to hurt people verbally. It's not good to call people names. I'm not perfect. The names thing, sometimes, like a woman says something and I go, like this woman I wanted down, and the woman goes, go away. And I say, well, you need to lose some weight. The dancing's really going to help you. Like, I know I said something, but I have never threatened anybody, ever. I don't know how the kids, I cannot believe that there's people out there. The group, there was, how many of them there were? The girl first, she didn't threaten, it was after the lowball comment. One guy came after me. Then there were two guys, so that's three. And then the Asian guy, whatever he was, the fourth guy that into the street. Okay? Where do these people come from? Going around picking on people. Like, it's a high-end club, the bars and restaurants. That's why I went there the next day and I asked him, I said, what kind of place are you running here? What kind of people do you let in here? And he goes, well, I don't, we can't racially profile people. And I said, well, you know what? It's your guys saw what happened. These guys came out here scared. Well, it's on a public sidewalk. Well, you know what? I learned a real lesson from all of this. I learned a real lesson from this. And you know what? If they're not going to help me, I'm going to help me. I'm going to help me. I'm not going to go out looking for these people. They come to me. They're going in like that's why I'm doing this. They're going to put their hand in the circular saw. They're going to put their hand in the circular saw, and it's going to fucking hurt when they do. Because I'm not fucking going back anymore. I'm not taking a step back. I'm not going to fucking run, and I'm not going to fucking do anything. I'm going to fucking stand up for myself. All this work is for that. You know? Stallone said, I know he's not God, but, he's pretty close. But no, he said society will beat you till society will beat you to your knees and keep you there if you allow it. It's true when it comes to pickup and meeting women. My friend that's older, he's one of those guys that he just will not, he can't. He took a hellacious beating when he was young. I mean, I don't really want to talk about the story. I don't know it fully in my entirety, but one of the nicest guys, the nicest guys, but they can be taken advantage of. That's the problem. They don't realize that they're the nice people, but that kindness can be taken advantage as a weakness. And what he did, he told me he was in Brooklyn and he was dancing with some girl in some nightclub, and the girlfriend wanted to make the boyfriend jealous, and he didn't know. And so what happened was, after he went outside with her in the parking lot, and the guy beat the living shit out of him. I mean, really bad, broken nose, broken everything. He was young, he didn't know, and you would think after he recovered, he'd be like, dude, that is going to be the last time anybody ever puts a hand on me. I'm getting into fucking self-defense. I'm going to fucking learn every fucking thing I can, because if anybody ever fucking hits me again. Now, look, I'm also the victim of it too. I would have the living shit beat out of me a couple times. Remember, the last time I was 25 years old, and it was really bad. It was really bad, and it doesn't matter. I need to repeat the story. And you would think, but I was drinking back then, and I was kind of asking for it. I remember I went, come on, and yeah, the fucking guy, it was, it was inside. And then, Jesus, I'll talk about that some other. It's a very lengthy story. Lucky I'm here. I'm lucky I'm still alive after that. But that's not what got me into learning about self-defense. It was actually just a couple of days ago. I thought about it. I said, no, you're going to go out there and you're going to try to talk to these women. And if you're going to be so, worried and picky and selective and wait for some perfect opportunity instead of being the warrior mindset and going right in, no matter what repercussions, you're going to think yourself out of it. You're waiting for a perfect time. It's never going to happen. So, you know what? Let's build confidence. Let's build confidence through self-defense. Let's do it. Let's work on our body while we can, but build the strength from within, become a better person. It's respect. It's self-respect. It's self-respect. I don't need their respect. I don't need respect from idiots. Okay, that doesn't do nothing for me. I need self-respect. I respect myself. Eating good training, and challenging yourself to things that you might look stupid doing because you never done it before. You're gonna laugh. Look at that guy trying to learn how to fight. What an idiot. Fuck them. Fuck them. They're the GP. They're the nothing. They never became nothing. They never stuck their neck out there or tried anything. I don't give a fuck about what they say. Their opinion counts for nothing. And you don't even have to go around and tell those people that, because they already know. They never done. Anybody that does that and tries to belittle, pull you down, ego, like they're not physically, but look at that guy, he's a nothing. What does that say about them? And if I go up there and say, well, go up there and verbally, I'm wasting my time and energy on stupid. Let them be. They're the nothings. They're the nothings. They're those people that do that. What they ever become? Nothing. What they ever do with their life? Nothing. Did they ever stick their neck out there? Nothing. Are they a warrior? Nothing. They're nothing, and they will get nothing. I guarantee you. I don't even have to. I don't have to wonder. They're nothing. Anyway, that's all for now. Let's Warrior Junior. This is a good one. 2 hours and 10 minutes. I really hope that you guys get something off of this. This was an important. This was a good one. So we'll be back on a little later. Warrior Junior out. Takes time to turn this off sometimes.